Welcome to Mississippi Outdoors. I'm Pamela Weaver.
And I'm Kevin Meacham. Thanks for joining us.
And our first story, we head to Madison County.
We're going on a late season squirrel hunt with a great dog.
Let's go.
This morning we got master dog trainer Ed Williams this morning here in Madison County. And we're gonna do some squirrel hunting with the Bozeman's. We got DR and Trey Bozeman, and then we got Kemper Cole. He's the young guy in the squad, so he should be the first guy at every tree when the dog barks. So he should get the first shot. You gotta be quick, Kemp, okay? Gotta get there fast. But here we go, squirrel hunting here in Mississippi, Madison County, right off the Big Black River. We're gonna see Ed work this morning.
We're gonna do our best.
She ready? Look at her, she's ready. She's waiting on us, ain't she?
I think she smells one now, we better tighten up.
Let's go get them.
All right. Come on, let's get it. You ready? Huh?
Here we go.
What's this? I don't know, I'll be hanging in there with you.
Or either you could climb up in that tree and take you a sharp stick.
The trick to this, Kemp, is you're always thinking, it's kind of like playing football, you're always thinking about scoring touchdowns. You just got to have squirrel on your brain, just thinking squirrel the whole time. At any minute, she's going to bark. When she barks, that's when your heart's going to go doom, 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 doom. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna make a little racket down here.
There it is.
Come on now.
Get
Get
him.
him, Daisy.
Get him, Daisy. Get him, girl.
Get him, girl. Go get him, go get him, go to him, go to him.
Go get him, Kim, before it goes up my hole.
That's a hit.
There he comes.
Go ahead, Daisy! Woo!
Good girl.
Boy, that's more fun than our monkeys right there. I think I'm a squirrel hunter now, boy.
Good girl.
Hey, what do you think, Kemp? That's fun, ain't it, bud?
Uh-huh. Let's go get it done. You want to?
All these old shotgun boys couldn't get it done. Get a man with a 22 knocked it out.
I tell you when we got in the truck.
Takes 22.
Hey, I always listen to you.
Hey, Ed, listen to me right quick. I'll tell you something. I don't know if it'll be good, bad, or indifferent, but we go this way and then cut right back up by the river. It's not a very wide strip, but there's a strip of super duper old, all nothing but oak trees.
Sounds good to me. Let's go that way.
Let's try.
All right, yeah.
Hey, Team Bozeman 1, Squirrel 0. Got the first one.
There's a bunch of them. Kill them all. Woo, shoot them all.
Yeah, I got the one.
Get him,
there,
Daisy.
boys. All right.
Get him, Daisy, girl. There's Yudden right there, girl. There's Yudden. Get him up. Get him up.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, guys.
That's my girl. That's a girl. Look at that. That's a double. That's a double.
You know what they call that, Mississippi?
What's that?
Two-piece snack box.
Two-piece snack box. Hey, I like that. I like that.
Hey, let me get a picture of that there.
Come on, sir.
We gotta get one with a band on it.
Yeah. You know, I ain't killed one yet, but I've been hunting, boy. Look every time I shoot one.
I tell you what, it's nice of me to let y'all take a picture with my squirrels.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Look, I missed I missed the stew out of that first one, but that little on that first tree, that little gray squirrel, I had a perfect shot on him.
They ain't hard to miss. Thank you, sir.
I didn't even see the red squirrel.
Mm-hmm. Well, he took off out of that tree over there when the first shot, I think.
Yeah, the red one, we were shooting at the red one, and then the gray one.
The gray one, I saw him run up that tree, and I had a perfect go at him.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
That first red squirrel, I missed him with ample opportunity.
That's what makes it fun.
Let's shake this vine right here, make sure.
Come on here. Get right in here where you can see. Here, I got him. You got that 22 you might need.
Got it. Come on down here, son. Yeah.
There you go. Get him, that girl. That a girl. Kill him up. Kill him up.
That's how you do it.
Those squirrels running over there. Keep eye on it. Hey!
All right, baby girl, I believe in you. It's just awesome to watch the ability and capabilities that a dog has in the woods. It's a pretty neat thing. Man, to see their movements, motions, and you can tell the old bird hunters would say when they get birdie, you know, their whole demeanor changes, like they shift gears. And it's just neat to watch that. And it doesn't matter if you're in a dove field or blood trailing or with the squirrel dog, when they pick up that scent, it just changes everything, and they like have one thing in mind, and they're focused on getting to that animal, whatever it is. You'll watch one, even a retriever swimming out for a crippled duck, and you can tell when they go across that the scent of that duck on that water, and you know they'll be swimming straight, and they hit that smell, and they'll take a hard right or a hard left, whichever way they need to go, and it's just awesome to watch.
Okay, you looking up this tree, I'll shake it.
Oh, I see one on this big tree right here. Right here. That tree.
The first big fork up there?
He's on this tree right here, Meech.
There you go.
I'm talking about right there. Hit it, girl. Hit it, girl. That's what you do, girl. That's a good girl. Yes, ma'am. Good girl, Daisy.
Squirrel was by me the whole time, didn't even know it.
That's when you shoot straight up in there and holler, I got him, I got him.
There you go. That dog tree. Get him, boy.
Atta girl, atta girl, atta girl.
Come by the nest. Up, or was it in that fork?
I think he's in that fork, but he tried to get in another fork and was on the wrong side of it.
Good job.
Good job.
Hey, sir.
He's up high.
He should be on your side, Kemp.
There you go. Yeah. All right. Big old squirrel. I'm gonna check the vine, make sure it ain't a double up there.
Yes, sir. Good one.
Oh, you missed him. Hold on. Hey, good job.
That boy right there ain't playing. Come on here, Daisy. You missing out. Atta boy right there.
I tell you what, it's a pretty good morning, wasn't it, Ed?
Man, it was awesome. Awesome.
It's nothing like watching a dog work, whether you're squirrel hunting, rabbit, duck hunting.
It don't matter.
Don't.
You know, trailing deer, whatever, it's fun. She did a good job. Like I said, you know, we've Lane Childress and his daughter found this dog.
That's unbelievable.
And you see what she's doing just from spending a little time with her, you know,
Yes,
and taking her out and just keeping her going.
You know, a lot of guys that, you know, squirrel hunted over the years, but if you never squirrel hunted with a dog, you're missing out.
Exactly.
I mean, it makes it so much fun. This was Kipper Cole's first time to squirrel hunt with a dog, and you can see just his eyes this
Yeah,
morning.
look on his face.
Yeah, when that dog started barking, he took off, man.
It's fun. It really
What
is.
you think, Trey? You enjoyed it, man?
Oh yeah, man, it's fun. You can come out here, watch these dogs work. But
Well, we ended up with 10 squirrels this
10
morning.
squirrels, man. We got on them too. We
Mr.
killed one
DR.
double.
Yeah, one double. Mr. DR said his hip was hurting, so he had to go on back.
Yeah.
We finished out a perfect day. Blue skies and no wind.
No wind.
Cool.
Good cool morning. It was awesome.
Tell you what, here we are, Madison County, Mississippi,
Enjoyed
just
it.
chasing squirrels.
Enjoyed it. Had a good pleasure hunting with y'all. And man, I hope we can do it again.
See that little one right there, right in the middle? That was Kemp's. He got that.
Yeah.
He got the pretty one there. All right, guys. I enjoyed it.
Hey man, appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank
you.
y'all.
Yes, sir. Daisy, thank
Kimber
you.
Cole, thank you, buddy. Yes, sir. Okay, man.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that money spent on Mississippi hunting and fishing license is just like an investment? The Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks uses money from license sales to enhance hunting and fishing, like providing public hunting opportunities on wildlife management areas, advising private landowners on deer and habitat management, providing public fishing opportunities on state lakes, and operating fish hatcheries for stocking public lakes and streams. So make an investment in the great outdoors. Buy your Mississippi hunting and fishing license today.
Tree stand falls account for over 90% of Mississippi's hunting accidents. Before using these stands, check your straps, cables, and chains. Use a pull-up rope to haul your gear, bow, or gun up to the stand. Always use a full body harness when hunting from an elevated stand. Always attach a safety harness to the tree, or use your lifeline when climbing. The Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks wants all hunters to have a successful and enjoyable hunting season, but above all else, a safe return home.
In our next story, we learn about efforts to enhance Mississippi's turkey populations.
Biologists share the latest in turkey habitat management and the information gained with turkey trapping research.
Wild turkeys are regarded by a lot of people as one of the greatest conservation success stories of the 20th century. If you look back right around the time of World War II, we nearly lost this species. Estimates are that we had less than 5,000 turkeys in the state of Mississippi. And after the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks was formed in the 1930s, one of our first objectives that the legislature tasked the agency with was restoring turkey populations. And it took many, many decades to do that. And so by the 1980s, Mississippi had one of the largest turkey populations in the country. Today, we're seeing issues around the state. There's certainly still really good turkey populations in a lot of Mississippi, but we recognize that there's areas that the turkey numbers aren't what they were just a few decades ago. And so that's concerning to us, and we recognize that we've got to kind of retool our conservation efforts and redefine what we're doing for this bird. And so there's a lot that goes into that. A lot of those projects we partner with the National Wild Turkey Federation to conduct. The National Wild Turkey Federation is a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to preserving and conserving the wild turkey and hunting heritage around that bird. And so they raise a lot of money at local banquets, people who are dedicated to turkeys and interested in that species. And then that money gets put back on the ground in habitat projects or research that help ensure that we're doing the best we can for wild turkeys.
My name is Casey Bauman. I'm the district biologist for the National Wild Turkey Federation here in Mississippi, and I partner a lot of times with the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Parks on projects to increase brood habitat for wild turkeys here in Mississippi, because brood habitat is one of the factors that kind of limits ourselves here in Mississippi in regards to the wild turkey. We want to work with partner agencies because working with partners allows us to accomplish more on the ground management.
Wild turkeys are a species that does best when you really actively manage the land. So a lot of the projects we're doing on some of our wildlife management areas are actively going in with that to do things like clear land to create a wildlife opening that we're then going to manage for brood habitat to provide resources for hen turkeys or for the young turkeys. It may be timber management. That can be a lot of different things. That may be selective thinning of certain stands to create a more rich understory for the turkeys. It may be something like prescribed fire, where we're going in and we're burning off the existing understory to restart it to get fresh new growth out there that can benefit the turkeys by providing brood habitat for young poults or down the road nesting habitat for hens. So there's a variety of different habitat techniques that we use to manage for wild turkeys.
On Copiah County WMA, we've done a lot of habitat work recently to help improve the wild turkey population. One recent project, we partnered with the National Wild Turkey Federation to enhance some existing wildlife openings and to create some new ones. These wildlife openings will be maintained in grasses, forbs, and legumes to help create really good turkey brood habitat.
The hope is to basically allow a lot of different types of habitat, so diversity across the landscape. So the turkeys have brood habitat in relation to close nesting habitat and also foraging habitat, so they can get a wide variety of different habitats once this project is complete in a small area.
Well, today we've got turkeys using a bait site here at our Tala County study site, and we're going to be putting up the net, getting ready to try to trap birds tomorrow. For purposes of this project, we want to have hens and gobblers on both sites, so luckily we got a group of hens coming in that we're going to try to get. When we're doing research on turkeys, we catch them with a net propelled by rockets. Wild turkeys are a species that has been studied pretty extensively over the last several decades, but new technology has allowed us to look at what they do and why they do it in kind of a new light. So we are currently partnering with Mississippi State University with their Department of Wildlife, Fisheries and Aquaculture in a project where we're using GPS transmitters on turkeys. So these are transmitters that are extremely accurate and collect a location sometimes every 15 minutes. So it can literally show us exactly what the turkeys are doing minute by minute almost.
The general idea of this project is to try to understand habitat selection here of the wild turkey here in Mississippi. We've transmitted birds in multiple sites across Mississippi, and we want to try to understand how birds utilize the landscapes differently in different areas of the state. I track these birds at night when the birds are on the roost. I do have to get relatively close, and it's kind of hard when the birds are on the ground. The VHF signal is on from 6 to midnight, and I can go in and remotely download that data directly onto a computer, and then I can go in and later on and analyze and look at where the GPS points are, and also look at the different habitat characteristics that these birds use. And then that way we can better understand the movement ecology of these birds.
We're using the information that we gain from this project to help direct our management. So we're able to look at what the birds are doing while they're out on the landscape, in the woods, in the fields, and we're able to see the areas that they frequent the most, the areas that seem to be most important for their habitat use, and then we can mimic those sort of areas in our management, and we can prescribe prescriptions to whether it be a timber stand, whether it be a field or opening, that create those conditions that provide the best resources for them that we've learned about via the research we're doing.
On WMAs, we want to provide high-quality turkey hunting opportunities. On some WMAs, we recognize that we may need to evaluate the turkey season framework so that we can provide hunters with great experiences. So we are catching gobblers, giving them leg bands, and releasing them on site so that we can look at harvest rates on these WMAs. If a hunter shoots a banded gobbler, it's important that they call and let us know so that we can use that information. There is a number on the band to call and report it.
Prescribed burning is one of the best things you can do for wild turkeys in upland type habitats. So what prescribed burning does is it comes in and it eliminates a lot of the plant growth that's in the understory and sort of restarts it. So in the aftermath of a prescribed fire, you get a really lush plant community coming back. And initially, areas that are burned are heavily used by turkeys. We can see that through the birds that we have tagged with the GPS transmitters. They highly select recently burned areas. And then as the plant growth kind of comes on after a few months, it creates really good brood habitat. So hens who have young poults are going to select areas that are recently disturbed by something like prescribed fire and have a relatively young plant community. So they come in and that's where they take their broods, their young poults, and they can be hidden in those kind of places. And they can also find a lot of insects and a lot of food source. And then within a few years, the plant community kind of grows into nesting habitat. And so it provides a great place for hens to lay their eggs. So prescribed fire is one of the best tools we have, to just all around create good turkey habitat in upland settings, particularly in pine stands. It's an absolute essential habitat management tool.
We're here today on Yakanukanee Wildlife Management Area reviewing some recent habitat work. Yakanukanee is almost all bottomland hardwoods along the Yakanukanee River, and like a lot of properties that are in that situation where you have, several thousand acres of nothing but bottomland hardwoods, that provides great resources during the fall and winter when acorns are dropping, but the rest of the year resources can be limited. So from a turkey standpoint, what you often see in properties like that is birds will use it heavily during the fall and winter, but during the springtime, which is when we like to hunt turkeys, they kind of vacate out and go find other things. So what we've done with this project, which has been sponsored in part by the state chapter of the National Wild Turkey Federation, is to create some openings in the interior of the WMA. We're standing today in a spot that has recently been mulched by a forestry mulcher. The objective here was to take an existing roadway, expand it out, and create conditions where we can then go back and maintain this in an open area. So we may plant food plots here, we may just manage native vegetation, but the bottom line is it's breaking up the landscape, it's creating diversity, and it's putting habitat on the ground that otherwise would not be here.
Another tool that we're using to help with our management of turkey statewide is the new game check system. Historically we've estimated what turkey harvest is sort of after the fact using statistics and surveys, and there's a lot of flaws with that system. We recognize that we're probably not capturing all the harvest with that. We're generally only capturing the harvest of licensed hunters under the old system, but more importantly, we're not really getting information down to sort of the local level. So we can't really tell what county is doing well and what county's not. So the new game check system that was first implemented in 2019 is allowing us to have instant information about what turkey harvest is around the state. And we're going to be able to take that information and see trends down to the county level. So we'll be able to diagnose what parts of the state are doing well and what parts of the state may need some help, may need extra habitat management, may need some sort of research or study to better understand what's going on in that part of the world. So Game Check is going to be an instrumental tool in helping us better manage turkeys into the future. Our ultimate goal is to provide sustainable turkey populations. That's a species that is really cherished by a lot of hunters in our state. Mississippi is really well known as a turkey hunting destination. Not only have we had really strong turkey populations for a lot longer than a lot of the country has, we're also home to a lot of nationally recognized turkey call makers, camouflage makers. Sort of the whole industry and culture surrounding turkey hunting is really a part of the sort of fabric of Mississippi's outdoor heritage.
Hey, that's all the time we have for this week. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Join us again next time for more exciting adventures. Until then, I'm Pamela Weaver.
And I'm Kevin Meacham. See you outdoors.
hunting and fishing the land. Time is time well spent.